Hi, everybody. 2 times this week. That's crazy, huh? Well, listen, I just wanted to hop on. It's Thursday night and maybe do some readings. I just felt really bad that Monday's entire video was deleted. So I just wanted to pop on. And Erica, how are you, Erica? Mira. It's Petunia's in the house. And Mary. And Sharon, Amanda, hey, and Diana, how are you? It's so good. Oh, hey, Erica. I know, right? Hey, Tracy and Sheila, right? Two times this week. I never do that. I can go weeks without doing Facebook Live. But hey, Ashley, hey, Heidi. I just felt bad about Marissa is in the house too. That, my video was deleted Monday night. So I just wanted to, hey, Lindsay, I just wanted to come on and maybe just do some readings. I kind of adjust this because I feel like I'm like really high in this. So, hey, Norker, how are you too? I hope everybody is doing well. Hey, Tracy. And I can't start doing readings without doing Steven stories. That's what I should just call them, right? Steven stories. But hey, Barbara, how are you? Marissa, thank you. I love that. But I wanted to hey, Sue, just wanted to put out there that right before I started this, hey, Lorraine and Jody, I heard Trapped in Fear, something about fear for everybody. Hey, Kathleen, for everybody. Hey, Sharon, everybody who is getting on here and watching or listening. Hey, Janine, at some level. It's just, I don't know if this COVID thing has kind of done that and just brought the energy to a weird place. But it's, hey, Debbie, it's just, for me to hear that right before I come on, it's just, I think every one of us has some, hey, Holly, hey, Dave, we have some version of Trapped in Fear. It's almost like we get sort of like misguided and think that this is a place that we should be or it feels comfortable when it really isn't. So it's just one of the things I just wanted to share with you, and just making sure that you're always assessing your lives and what you're doing. And if, I always say the best way to figure this out is if there's a curiosity about something and you're not doing it, then there's some element of fear you're stuck in. That's what that's all about. Because that's how you figure out your passion, you figure out your paths, is by really the curiosity factor. What are you curious about? Like, what do you like? What's something that interests you? And that will always bring you to a passion or your path. And switching on a lighter note, and maybe, hey, Jody, maybe somebody can help me out. So here's my Steven story. I get home this afternoon and I cut the grass, and I'm in the front of the yard, go by this portion of the grass, and hundreds of bees come out of the ground. And I just have to ask, what the hell are bees doing in the ground? Like a chipmunk. I mean, moles. Bees don't belong in the ground. And I know people that know more about bees than I do are going to tell me, of course bees are in the ground. But what the hell are they? A couple of years ago, several years ago, we had cicada killers in the front yard, which eventually left. They were the ugliest, biggest, like orange things. They're not cicadas. Now there's cicadas that make that piercing noise in the summer, right? That high screeched noise in the trees. My father used to say it was the hot bug or the heat bug. So you always knew like mid-July was here when you heard the heat bug. The cicada killers, they're cicada wasp killers. They go after the cicadas, and it's kind of gross. They paralyze the cicadas, and then they bring the cicadas into their holes in the ground for the queen. And when she lays the babies eat the cicada. And I'm just thinking to myself, someone coming out right now would be like, what the hell kind of video is this? Why do I know this? Because I was interested in seeing why I have so many ugly bees in the front of my yard. But that wasn't really a big issue because the psychotic wasps, the psychotic killers, all the males don't have stingers. They can't do anything to you. They sort of like maybe dive bomb you, but they don't bother you. This was different. I don't know how I wasn't stung. They were little, like they looked like little yellow jackets, little bees about this big. And when I went over the hole, which of course I didn't know, they just, hundreds of them came out, and I'm on the tractor, and they were flying around me, and I got the hell out of there. So, anybody know what I'm talking about? Hey, Kim. Lisa, nobody answered it right. You know how many people, I know I'm switching all over the place. I did a riddle today for a free reading, and as of right now, nobody's answered it correctly. I mean, come on, guys. You people are smart. I cannot believe nobody has put this together. You have until a mud wasp, Rosemary, I'll look it up online. Maybe it is. I don't know. But you have until Sunday to give a response to, hey Sandy, to give a response to the riddle for a free reading, because that's when I'm gonna reveal, where we're going or where we went. It's easy. What's the riddle? Erica, it's right on my Facebook page. This morning I put it on there. And there's so many private messages for guessing, but nobody guessed it so far. So there's a free reading sitting here. So just get it done, right? Hey, Pat, how are you? So Marissa, it's on. Everyone's asking me. I wrote it, but I don't remember it. It's so you're gonna have to go to my page and just take a look. So I'll go into look. Yeah. So it's there. Can you give me one more than one response? I don't know what that means, Tracy. No, mud wasps are out in the open. Okay. No, actually, the psychotic killer hornets, I know them. We've had them before. It's not them. The psychotas are, they can, like, I could ride them. They're like huge, right? The wasps. These are little tiny, and they just flew everywhere. And I'm assuming that they can sting, but I don't know. But thank God I wasn't stung. So, but getting back to the riddle, go look at it when we're done. Because you get a free reading. So, ground nesting or miner bees are solitary bees that create underground galleries with queens living individually. To the riddle, can I have one? Oh yeah, Tracy, yes. Yeah, because nobody's given the answer. I mean, you can give as many answers as you want. Somebody's got to get it though. So, hey, Katie. So that was my Stephen story today with those bees. I honestly, I just thought I was going to get stung a lot because when I went over that hole, they were everywhere, just flying around me. And hey, Lauren. And when I kept like going on the tractor, they sort of were following me, not that much, not for that long, but they were. So, am I right now? Actually, no, they're not wasps. They're little tiny things. So. Wouldn't that be cool though if someone answered the riddle right now on Facebook Live and, hey, Mark, and you could get a free reading, right? I mean, who doesn't want a free reading? It's free. And I said, you can have up to 3 people when you do the reading. Someone, and I know that Christina just said, may I have a reading? And someone just said, I just wish I could have a free reading. Well, now you can because I'm here. But if you really want a free reading, just answer the riddle. And honestly, if you just follow it, it's not that bad. Minor bees. Ashley said minor bead. Ashley, we're not talking about clothes, accessories here. Ashley, she always looks damn good, and so she's, I'm talking bees, she's talking accessories, Ashley. I don't know what's going on with Ashley. I'm just kidding. I see the killer bees, the minor bees. Hey, Tammy. So listen, if you're just tuning in, go to the beginning of this video, cross fingers that it's going to stay and not be removed, about the trapped in fear, because it's definitely key, and it is very helpful to understand. It's once you understand the fear, then you can handle it. That's the best way. So, all right. Of course, Marissa. And the last thing I'm going to say, and I'm glad, Marissa, you just said that. The last thing I'm going to say before I start doing some readings. Hey, Dorothy, I did something today and I videoed it and I almost peed my pants. I am, hey, Nicole, a jokester. I like to not be serious and just to have fun and to joke. So you probably heard, you may have heard the story, I don't know, a couple of months ago when Elix's mom, my mother-in-law, is up on the top of the landing talking to Elix in the bedroom, who's 94, and I slowly went up the stairs and grabbed the bottom of her nightgown and started pulling it a couple of times, just enough. And she kept like shifting and moving and not realizing to look down that it was me. And then finally, I just grabbed the bottom of her nightgown and I pulled, like I kept pulling and pulling. And then she said something like, wooey, and she looked down and of course she started laughing and she calls me maldito. So anyone who knows Spanish is gonna know that that's mischievous. You know, that's what I do, right? So, hey, Marty's in the house. Marty, I gotta reach out to you because thank you for responding to me. And I think that's a great thing that we can do or set something up. So I'll reach out to you. It's just been a little nutty. But today, I remembered that from years ago, we had fake poop. And so I set it up that we were having dinner and I ran upstairs and I put the fake poop and I videoed it. So I'm gonna put the video on here. And I put it in the middle of my mother-in-law's bedroom floor. And I even got little pieces of toilet paper and put them like sort of around it to try to make it more authentic. And I pretended I went to the basement so that Elix's mom, Consuelo, would think I was downstairs and not on second floor. So me and Elix arranged this to make sure that she came upstairs first. Now we have 3 dogs, right? And they're Japanese chins. The biggest one is probably about 13 pounds. Now, this dog poop is like this big. It's big. Like it would take, I think if one of my dogs ever did, I know this is gross, but it's funny. I got to get to the end. But if one of my dogs ever did this, like made this amount of poop, he wouldn't have any bum left. It would just be, his bum would explode. That's how it was. So I put the video on. She goes into the room and it is hilarious that she walks in and she notices it and she's staring at it and she's looking and so Elix is still downstairs with the boys. I'm in my office across the bedroom from her watching and trying not to laugh. And so she conveniently picks up all the pieces of the toilet paper but leaves the poop there on the floor and waits for Elix to come upstairs. So Elix already knows I've done this and he starts yelling for one of the dog's names, Monkey, that's his nickname. Like, Monkey, what did you do? And you can hear Consuelo in Spanish saying, how did a dog that size poop that much? And of course I have my hand on my mouth and I'm laughing. So finally, Consuelo gets some toilet paper and she gives it to Elix and, you know, he goes to go down and says his back's bothering him. And she said, all right, I'll do it. So she grabs it. And as soon as she realizes that it is hard because it's fake plastic poop, she immediately knows it's me and turns around and I came in and you can hear the 3 of us laugh hysterical. It was really fun. Yeah, she calls me maldito all the time, which is just very mischievous. So I can't help it. It's just what I do, right? If, you know, in my office, I have a poster when you walk in, it's Mary Poppins and it says, for every job done, there must be fun. I think that's the whole point of life, right? It's gotta be fun. You know, I had this conversation with Elix this morning walking that, and on my Instagram account, I put a rock that I found. I'm all over the place tonight, huh? I'm like serious ADD. I found a rock that said, shoot for the stars. Another one, and I took a picture of it. But I don't know if I put it on here. I know I put it on Instagram, which just really makes me wonder if you didn't see it. And if you're not on Instagram, get the hell on Instagram and follow me, Stephen the Medium. And if you are on Instagram, find me. So, but Elix and I were just chatting about the fun. And I just said, you know what? If you're no longer having fun, or if you can't put fun into, you know, your daily life, then you got to reassess because it's not good. So, all right. So I feel like I'm all over the place talking about bees, talking about poop, talking about fear, talking about fun. Bipe, how are you? So, I thought you had two rocks. Yeah, Sherry, we did. Elix and I both found on the same walk. I found a rock, he found a rock, but the cool thing was on the back of it said, "Take me home." So of course the two of us did. Then last week he found one, same walk, that said "Persevere," but it didn't say "Take me home." And we're very into karma, so we wanted to leave it. We moved it into a different place for someone else to see it. And then today I found one that said "Shoot for the stars." And so I picked it up and then moved it to a different place, and it was really cool. So, so I just saw Amanda saying, "Thanks, girl." And I'm like, oh my God, we're really bonding now. Like Amanda's saying to me, "Thanks, girl." Yeah, I mean, I don't know for what, maybe for the rocks. I'm sure she's speaking to somebody else. So Christine, how are you? Letitia, how are you also? Letitia, I don't remember your name. Where are you listening from? I would have definitely remembered that name. First of all, Letitia is very pretty. Letitia Lottie T. Mitchell. Lottie T, is that Lottie, like Lottie Da? I love it, Letitia. You must be a character. And my mother used to always say that when your nose is itchy, you're either gonna kiss a fool or get into a fight. So I guess I'll be kissing the Puerto Rican tonight, because I don't plan on getting into a fight, unless it's with those bees. All right, so I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna do some, hey, Andrea. I don't know if I just said I'm gonna shut up and do some readings, if Christine Bianco just said good, like, Steven, shut up and just do some readings. Hey, Rob. So, that's what happens in this house. All right, so let me tune in. And if I happen to pick somebody that I just read, because I gotta be honest, I don't remember any readings. Even though I did readings Monday night, I have no idea who I read. Just, let me know, because if I did just read you Monday so that I can, read somebody else. So, so tell me what's going on. Letitia, hey, from South Carolina. I love it. I drove by when I was a kid, like with my family, to South Carolina, but it's a place that I've wanted to go back to, because it's just from what I remember, just really beautiful, Letitia. Especially, I want to go to Savannah, because I've seen some videos and pictures of Savannah, and it looks just amazing. What am I gonna say? Amanda, so you must not be, everyone always thinks my accent is New York, but it's Rhode Island. So I guess you must not be New England here, Amanda. Yeah, I don't know why Rhode Islanders and I know there's Rhode Islanders in here, can attest that I don't know why. I don't know why we speak like New York, but I'll tell you, not all Rhode Islanders speak like New York either. It's like Providence, Pawtucket, Johnston, Cranston, North Providence. All of those towns, we all talk, or we were, like when we're kids, learn to speak this way with an accent, even though I don't think I have an accent. But a lot of the other places, maybe further out from Providence, in Providence, of course, that's where I'm from, don't have it as thick sometimes. So that's what's going on. Lauren, I'm tan, you know why? Because I have no work. That's why. Courts are really basically closed. I shouldn't say I don't have any work, because I'm so busy with readings. But there's Zoom readings from home, and every day Elix and I are making a point to walk. Even if our schedules are bombarded, we're still just doing that so that we can get out and just get into nature, because of this whole COVID stuff going on. So yeah, it's just I put on Instagram a couple weeks ago, or this week, I don't know, that I don't think I've ever been this tan in a long time. So it's just, see, Sheila, see? So, right, so your husband from Warwick, yeah. So, yeah, and as you hear me, Warwick. So, it's Lauren, yeah. Lauren, listen, you're vitamin D deficient and pale as heck. You're so darling. You're so cute. I don't care whether you're pale or not. I see pictures and I have no sympathy for you, Lauren. No empathy. You're too cute. So, all right. So I keep telling him to put a bug in your ear. What was that, Sherry? Sherry, I just talked about bees almost killing me, and now you're telling me to put a bug in my ear. So Colleen from Massachusetts, and from Francesca? What a cool name. Am I saying that right? Francesca from Pennsylvania? Francesca. That's really pretty. Francesca. Elizabeth from Worcester. Elizabeth, that's where Bernie, you know what? Right before I came on, I read your email, so I'm going to respond to you when I finished. But Elizabeth, that's where I did so much of my probate work is in Worcester Probate Court. So Sharon Cranston, yeah. I love it. Leslie Ann, meet Pawtucket. Yeah, I mean, I love when I see Rhode Islanders. Hey, Bernie. As I mentioned, Bernie, I'll respond to you. That's my friend. I call her Frenchie. New Mexico, Christina. New Mexico, I love it. Sarah from Maryland. Christina from New Mexico. You know, when I just tuned in to you, Christina, the Spirit just brought me to, talking about sort of fear. There's something with you, Christina, that it feels like if it hasn't happened, there's like a crossroads coming. Because I keep seeing like I'm in like the Midwest, and there's nothing but just like flatness. But there's you get to this place, and there's a lot of different roads to take, Christina, and it feels like I'm tuning in. It feels like someone around you or you are thinking about changing something. Tell me, Christina, if you are thinking of changing careers or adding something, or what is this? Because as soon as I tuned in to you, because there's a mother figure. I don't know if this is mom or grandmother also who's stepping forward. Christina, where are you? I need to know. I work for probate attorneys in Pawtucket. Oh, really, Kathleen? Wow, those bastards attorneys, I'll tell you. Probate's an interesting court, I'll tell you, very much so. Colleen, you work in Worcester. Wow. So where is Christina? Christina. I mean, I'm assuming if you're here, you want to be read. I wonder if I would know if my friends, my husband and I are thinking about divorce. I'm about to go to court for my kids. Wow, Christina, that's it. I wasn't sure if it was profession or not. But there was a big, that's why I saw you on this fork. But I got to tell you something, Christina, when I just went into your head and I see what you just said about your husband, when I go into your head, I have to actually pull out, because it's like a tornado in there. There's your mind. And it's also almost like a feeling of not knowing really what to do. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of emotions. Clearly, what I just saw, what you just put, but it's also just more so, Christina. So much of this, and maybe this will help, Christina, so much of this is that you're coming in to sort of like understanding yourself and like putting yourself first. And that's sort of the shift in dynamics, or part of the shifts in dynamics, because there's a grandmother. Yeah, Christina, there's a grandmother, it feels like, or mom, and she just keeps saying she's a mother figure, and she keeps saying to me that my girl, it's like my baby, my girl, she keeps saying, is in one way is in such an amazing place, because you're getting to know Christina. It also feels like, Christina, she just said to me that for many, many years you've been stuck in the same chapter, just sitting in this chapter and not moving forward and not realizing, understanding what Christina wants. And I know that you have kids, and I know that you have a husband. So, obviously you must be very, very busy and just being a great mom. But just know, Christina, if someone like a mom figure, like mom or grandmother, just when I look at your name, just pulls me right to the psychic piece, they know that you need to hear that I never put myself first, Christina. Yeah. But the great thing is that you're understanding more about that. And that is, Christina, the biggest gift you can give. Yeah, I mean, I get it. That's what I saw and why I talked about the fork in the road. You feel stuck. But that's the biggest gift you can give yourself, is to be able to understand more of who Christina is, connect more with your soul. And, sometimes, well, not sometimes, all the time, when that happens, it doesn't necessarily mean things have to completely shift or change drastically. But it does mean that when you put yourself first, you've got to really be prepared to sometimes lose people. Because like for you, Christina, and there's so many of you, and a lot of women do this, that they don't put themselves first. And then when people are used to that, and when you eventually step into your soul, step into your essence, your energy, and you put yourself first, people don't like that, because they're not familiar with that, they're not comfortable with that, and they like it the other way. And that causes some issues, like, why are you changing? Who are you hanging around with? You're changing. You're not the same person. And that's the sad part, but you have to be prepared for that, if that makes sense. I don't know who Bob is either, Christina. Who's Barbara Bill? Barbara Bill? Hey, Jessica. Hey, Carolyn. Kyla. Tilly. And Amanda. Christina, who's Bob? Bill? Bob? I keep hearing connected to you. I don't know if this is connected to you or your husband. Oh, Sherry, thank you. I love that. I love that comment, and I certainly appreciate it. And I feel the same way about everybody that I get to do readings with. I think I should just hire somebody just to keep coming in and scratching my nose. I don't know what's going on, why my nose is so itchy, but it's going to be something going on. Christina, where'd you go here? Tell me what's going on. My stepdad's grandfather, so that must be the Bob or Grandpa Bill. Wow. So just know, Christina, that your Grandpa Bill is here letting you know that he's helping with every way. And I'll tell you, the last thing, Christina, I'll say to you is that your Grandpa Bill, so your stepdad's grandfather, just said to me, he says grandpa, so just said to me, one thing that Christina has to remove is the guilt. So just make sure whatever you're doing, whatever's best for you, what's best for your husband, what's best for your kids, that when you're making decisions, you don't feel guilty about it. That's another thing that women do all the time. And you can't do that. You can't attach that to feeling guilty and trying to be who you are, or understand who you are, or put yourself first. Don't go hand in hand, and the feeling guilty will sabotage the other piece. So I hope that makes sense, Christina, and thank you for letting me do that. I don't even know if you asked for me to do that, but sure your grandmother and Grandpa Bill made sure I did. So Amanda, thank you. Amanda, honestly, I don't really feel that. I just feel like, when I get to do this, I'm just the messenger. So I love just giving these messages from, and it really, honestly, it's not me. It's just whenever I'm hearing from Spirit, that's when I'm giving it. Christina, I love the fact you just said that for you and for everybody else, because Christina just said I didn't know him well, the Grandpa Bill. That usually is why they come through, is because they know you extremely well. And, when people say, it can't be that grandmother coming through, I never knew her, the grandmother just wants to punch you, wants to give you a tap on the head. I became aggressive. Wants to tap you on the head like, what do you mean? You know, don't say that. I won't come through because you didn't know me. I know you since you were born. So it's pretty, hey, Jackie, how are you? There's a lot of, oh, good, Jackie. I love that. It's so many people here too that are, you know, bringing all this energy. So, you know, when I'm starting to talk and then I pause, it's that there's so many people here that are like, tell her this, tell him that. Just so many loved ones that. So I hope you get that, Christina. So he's a big factor. So, and there's 3, Christina. I don't know if you've got 3 kids, but he just said 3. Lisa, I wish someone would leave a message for myself and my husband. Well, Lisa, you know, just Kayla, my 3-year-old is going through so much right now. A lot of stress. Oh, wow. So maybe that's the 3-2, Kayla, that I thought maybe was for Christina. I think it's probably like a double validation, but I got to see something here for Lisa. Would leave a message for myself and my husband. Lisa, you know, when I just read that, somebody came through and said that we leave messages daily. Seriously, for both you have a dog, Lisa? No, you know what, Christina, if it's 5 kids, somebody's from 3 kids connected to you. That's a lot of kids. So maybe your mother, your father, your husband, someone's one of 3. And I know it was a double validation, I think for Kayla also. But for you, Christina, there was something with 3. It could be like something in March, because March is the 3rd month, but I don't think so. I felt like it was 3 kids. So just keep that with you. Oh, Joanne, thank you. I love that. I did a reading for you years ago. It was amazing. I love that. I love the fact that you remember that. So who was I just talking to? Lisa. So Lisa, my God, tonight is like overwhelming with loved ones that are here that want to chat. So Lisa, let me focus here on you, because there's someone very, very strong coming through for both you and your husband. Okay, so I asked about the dog. So I'm pulling it back. So Lisa, I don't know if this is yours. Where's the large dog come in? Is your dog like medium size or bigger? It feels like it's a lab size or a shepherd or a retriever kind of size. So is that the dog that you have now? If not, then it's a dog that's in spirit. I just can't tell. And Lisa, I just heard boxer, Baba. There's a B connection too. Hey, Tony Ann, how are you? Lisa, tell me what the size dog is and who's got that B connection. That's what I keep hearing. Lisa, there's also a birthday or an anniversary that's really, I am one of 3. I have 3, and oh my God, Colleen. You know, that's, not a mistake, Colleen, either. That's what happens. I have Kayla, come on. You have a German Shepherd named Buster? So, wow. So this has to be switching over or pot for you, especially the 3 and I can't believe that you've got a German Shepherd named Buster. No, I have a dog now, but she's Lisa. Hello, a border collie. B, the border too. So it's both of you. God, it's a lot of people. So Lisa, I should have said when dogs or cats usually dogs give me a letter, like I kept hearing ba, ba, ba. It's either their name or their breed. So the border collie is what they're giving as a reference. Is your mother, Lisa, is your mother-in-law crossed? There's a mother figure Lisa here, but it sort of feels like I'm getting pulled to, Lauren, your dog's name's Buster? That's too funny. Oh, he passed, Kayla. Wow, I can't believe that he's coming through also. But Lisa, mother-in-law, there's a mother, but it feels like it's on a husband's side. So tell me if your mother-in-law is crossed. Yes, and Brinkley, wow. Yes, she has. Because was your husband, when your mother-in-law steps forward for your husband, hey Mela, there's a lot of crying, there's a lot of tears. It just feels like somebody, like, is your husband left with guilt? Or like, at least it's very hard for me to understand this, because your mother-in-law at one point makes me feel like they're so close, that's the hurt. But then there's also a feeling of someone's left with guilt, either not there or feels like they should have been there more. I don't know if this is still connected to your mother-in-law and your husband, but there's something connected there. That's what I keep hearing. So tell me if that makes any sense for your husband. I just also feel like a missing. When I feel like someone here on the earth is missing somebody in spirit, of course we all miss everybody, but when I feel it in a particular way, it's always attached to some element of guilt. And the guilt can be, why didn't I go there that night, before my mother crossed, or why didn't I see her more often, or why didn't I call more often? Why didn't I bring her to the doctor, even though she said she was fine, I knew something was wrong. All of that kind of stuff is part of it. That's what I keep feeling for the both of you. And a bell feels like a church bell. Lisa, did you live right near a church, or did your husband, or do you? I keep hearing church bells here. Also, Bam, Boston Terror. Wow. So I have a pet named Bean that passed. It's crazy. I missed everything you said. My AirPods started playing music. Lisa, sorry, can't go back. No, so Lisa, I'm just kidding. So that must be spirit too, playing music. I was asking about your mother-in-law and your husband, and just feeling as if someone is holding on to like sadness. Someone's holding on to some guilt of what they didn't or did do. Hey, Megan, there's some element of somebody's hanging on to something. And I don't know if this is connected to your mother-in-law and your husband, or connected to you. I know your mother-in-law is definitely stepping forward. And there's also church. I mentioned church bells, a church or church bells. So just tell me what that is, so I can figure out what your mother-in-law is talking about. It's funny when I read these comments about anything from me or anything from spirit. Every time I look at everybody, there's tons of stuff for everybody. I'm just trying to finish here with Lisa. I've been hearing random men call my name randomly throughout the day, and I was crashing a few days ago. What is that? That's interesting, Lauren. Clearly you're tuning in to an energy. I don't know what that is. I'd have to. My husband, he always feels guilt for trying not to think about their death. Lisa, wow. So that makes sense that's what your mother-in-law is giving. That what your mother-in-law keeps saying is that she doesn't want her son, your husband, to have any guilt or feel guilty. I can tell you though that even with that said, as I mentioned before, and I don't know if you heard this, if the music was playing on your iPod or iPad, that there was such a close connection. Also, there was just a very, very close, loving connection. We got married the year she passed to try to bring some happiness out of. Wow, Lisa. Wow. So just know that your mother-in-law and your mother-in-law also just said there's a birthday or an anniversary right here. There's some celebration, something 2 weeks back, 2 weeks forward. Anniversary of death, wedding, birthday, celebration. But she just is telling me to tell you that. So think about that. And what are these church bells? Oh my God. The church bells. Did you get married in a church? We got married the year she passed. Oh my God, Lisa, please tell me if you got married in a church. We got married the year she passed to try to get some happiness out of tragedy. I need to know if that's what your mother-in-law was talking about with the church bells. Tell me more, tell me more. I gotta know if that's what she's talking about. Lisa, the anniversary of her death is this month. Wow, yes. A chapel, same thing. So wow, so when I was talking earlier and maybe you were hearing the music, your mother-in-law just kept hearing the church bells. I just kept hearing bells. It was just a way to bring me to church, a chapel. It doesn't matter, especially because it was, the year she passed. It's letting you and your husband know, you wanted messages, Lisa, that she was there, that she was part of that wedding, and just how happy. She also just said to me, Lisa, how much she loves you, and everything that you bring to her son. So I don't know what the apple is, Lisa. August 30th. Yeah, so that's about 2 weeks away. So wow. So it's just mother-in-law. Lisa, what's the apple? Apples? Apple tree? I don't know if this is like an apple recipe. Did you just do something with apples? There's something going on. Sherry, funny, you got the hair thing going on like Travolta. Sherry, don't make me laugh. I'm trying to do readings here. That's probably why I'm singing a song from Greece, right? Yeah. Me too. Are you kidding? I love that. Yeah, that's why tell me more, tell me more. And I'll take that as a compliment because it is one of my favorite movies too. So thank you for that. Who's Deidre Delvecchio? Hi, Deidre. How are you? If you could, everybody just send some energy for Deidre that just came on, Deidre Delvecchio. She's just, she's sort of all over the place. She's not very attractive, and, and I feel bad. So people don't really think I'm serious. I'm kidding. I'm just playing with Delvecchio. We planted a tree with her ashes. Oh my God. So listen, so I love that. Why? She brought me to an apple tree. So we planted a tree with her ashes. I love Lisa. Lisa's like, no apples though, Stephen, get it straight. It's just a way, that's what Spirit does, Lisa, is that they just give me snapshots. Thank you, Lauren, to bring me to something that it's going to resonate. So it may not be an exact apple tree, but she wants to let you know that she knows about the tree. So that's what this is all about, Lisa. And I'm telling you how much she loves you. Lisa, someone is also doing something with the house or a house. There's painting or wallpapering. Someone's either thinking about doing something or just did something, somehow connected to you and your husband. So I literally was about to write, tell me more, tell me more. Lauren, you're tuning into my energy. I'd like to know if my brother Charles, hey Rosetta, how are you? And Allison, let me just finish here with Miss Lisa. Changing, wow, Marissa, you're changing everything in the house. Not a surprise and not a mistake that I'm hitting so many of these messages for everybody. So it's pretty cool, isn't it? That just because you're not getting read for me, you're still getting messages. So, and change a lot in the house. So Lisa, tell me. Wait a minute, Heidi, do you know, I just redid my daughter's room, tore 2 layers. Wow. Someone should just freeze that. I cannot believe, Lisa, you just tore down wallpaper. I almost didn't say wallpaper, but your mother-in-law just said paint or wallpaper. So if you wondered if all your loved ones are around and watching you, that's exactly why they do this, is to validate that. So, but Lisa, let me finish this. Hey Pam, there's a father figure that's with you, that stands next to you. So is Dad crossed? Well, Kayla, it's pretty wild how you're getting so many validations here. So, what Spirit's doing is making sure that the validations they're giving other people are like double validations. And I love the fact, Kayla, that you're picking these up because it's clearly your loved ones too. So, hi, Kylie. Yep. As I always say, I'm so bad at this. If you can share this video, it would be terrific. And I love seeing the hearts. That's one thing I love seeing. And I get to see them, and you get to see, as I was told, my not Greasy here, but my John Travolta here. So no father figure. So wait a minute, Lisa. No, I don't accept no father figure for me. So your father then is here. Then there's got to be a grandfather or a father-in-law. There's someone who's stepping forward that says he's always next to you. So is your father-in-law crossed? Because it sounds like your dad is here. So in this Jim, John, George, Jane, there's a GJ name connected also. So tell me who this is. When you just, Lisa, said no father figure for me, the father figure just yelled, what does she mean? I'm with her all the time. I'm with her, I protect her. For God's sakes, we're there when she ripped down the wallpaper. That's why you said it, Stephen. So it's pretty wild, Lisa. Yeah, I don't know if it's your father-in-law. Maybe it is your father-in-law. If your father's still here, it's a dad, it's a father figure that stepped forward. But there's first name, middle name. Sometimes also, Lisa, when I get the GJ name, it also could be a hand-me-down, a name. Like your husband's first name, middle name is a grandfather's, a father's, or even on your side of the family, or a girl that's got a same name. So just make sure you keep it with you. Maybe Lisa's gone back to the music because she's not responding. So, Christine, thank you. Thank you for sharing. I love it. So, Kylie, I would love to hear from my grandmother. I love it. I love when I get to see the little pictures too. I just saw Lauren just pop in and pop out. I love it. No, my husband doesn't know his father, and my father has not passed, and we have no relationship. So Lisa, let me just let you know then. If your dad is still here, obviously it's not your father. This is coming from Spirit. So my husband doesn't know his father. And so if your father-in-law is still here, then it's definitely a grandfather. There's a very strong father figure that is around. And it could be dad, it could be grandfather. So, and I know it's connected. Who, Lisa, is the GJ name or the name that's passed down? And that will help me figure out exactly who it is. So just let me know and I can tell you who this is. So Madison McBride, that's like a movie star name, Madison McBride. I love it. You should be in LA doing something when COVID is up, I can come with you, Madison, because I got the hair that every actor needs, the hair that doesn't move, right? Love. I don't even know what the hell I'm saying. This has been a long day of doing things and almost getting killed by bees, cutting lawn, and it's been a tiring day. And yesterday we had Elix's annual infusion. He has to go into Boston, so we were up. I had to get up at like 4:15 to make sure we were there at 6 o'clock. And Colleen, I that's one place that I was planning to come before COVID started. I was looking and people were checking in and helping me with venues to come to Worcester, because working in Worcester probate for so long in court, there's so many people that keep asking me to come to Worcester. So, thank you. But I do. Lauren, you're funny. Hey, Robin Renee McNew. That's a cool name too. I'd love to hear from my parents. I don't know what happened to Lisa. So Lisa, tell me. I don't know if Lisa's still here or not. But there was somebody. My son has my grandfather's first name, which is also my husband's in his. Oh my God, Lisa, wow, I knew it. So my son has my grandfather's first name, which is also my husband's and his grandfather's middle name. That's so cool, Lisa, that your loved ones are giving that as a validation. I love it. And just also know that if that grandfather is crossed, that has to be who's coming through as the father figure. And that's where the name handing down comes in and why they wanted to give that as a validation, Lisa. So thank you for letting me do that, Lisa. Lots of love to you. So don't give up. Denise, don't give up. Joanne, I normally do, but since COVID, I have an office in Stoughton, Mass. And, but since, God, I think the last in-person reading I did was March, and I haven't gone back yet. I mean, still have the office, but I've been doing Zoom calls. So I hope that I'm going to start doing in-person readings soon. I miss that so much. Both my grandfather and his grandfather has crossed. Oh yeah, so it's definitely, Lisa, it's definitely your grandfather stepping forward. What a great thing, right? To let you know that your grandfather's here. So no, Lisa, thank you for letting me do that. And so lots of love to you. And just know that you've got so much love from your loved ones who have crossed that are with you. So which is great. Someone asked me, I'd love to hear from my grandmother. And as soon as they did, I heard Mary or Marion or Mike. Yeah, Joanne, that's all I do right now is Zoom readings, which I love, because Zoom readings, when you come to me in person, I record the readings, but it's just the audio. But Zoom is so cool because you get the audio and the visual, so which is great. And that's a recording you get to keep. So, which I love, love, love Zoom readings. Kathleen, thank you. But someone said something about they would love to hear from their grandmother, and then I started hearing the Mary Ann or Mike or the M name. I don't know who that was. So if you tell me, I'll tell you what Grandma is saying. So Joanne, when I tune into you, there's a lot going on with you. There's a lot around. When I focus in on you, Joanne, there's like a windstorm sort of like around your house. There's just anything that comes out of my mouth is never bad. It's always good stuff. It just means that there's a lot going on. And a lot of times, I've only seen this twice with like a windstorm around someone's where they live, and it always just means changes are coming. Like there's something changing. So I don't know what that is, Joanne, but there's something going on. I think I blocked. I asked about my grandma, Kylie Elizabeth. Kylie, so who's the M? Like I kept hearing, I don't know if this is like a middle name, like someone's got Mary or Marianne as a middle name, or Mark. It feels like it's an MR name when you ask that, Kylie. So tell me, I gotta make sure I don't miss your comment. Tell me what that is. Joanne says, I don't know. Joanne, there's something. And you know what, when okay, so it's but Aunt Maria is still here, right? Kylie, still living? Because I just heard Aunt Maria is mom's side. Is it your mom's sister? Joanne, it's just, when I see that, it's never like a sort of like a surprise. when they give validations, people always know what I'm talking about. They may not get it right away when I'm saying it, but they will get it. So it's either you, significant other, kids. There's something changing, something moving. So she, wow. So Aunt Maria, I thought she was here. She passed. Kylie, yeah, she's my mom's aunt. I knew she was mom's side because she was like someone on your mom's side on the left side was waving. So just know, so she's my mom's aunt. So wow, so that's your great aunt. So that would be, wow, so that would be your grandmother's sister then, Kylie. My grandmother is my dad's side. Yeah, but Aunt Maria, that I think you just mentioned, was on mom's side. That's what I got when you said I have an Aunt Maria. So that's why I mentioned she's on the left side, mom's side. Just know that mom's side's coming through. But are both grandmothers crossed? I know you said my grandmother's on my dad's side. So there's either a grandmother on mom's side or a great grandmother, because two grandmothers step forward. And also, Kylie, who's Ava, or the A name that I keep hearing, or Ann, this first name, middle name, that your dad's mom must be the one you're asking about. You want a message from her because she's screaming. Two teen boys, that's that is a storm. Yes, both passed, Kylie. Yeah, I thought there was two grandmothers here, so just letting you know. Oh my God, my grandmother on my mom's. Hey, you got the other one coming too, the A name. I would have never got Elzira, never in a million years. So just know that your grandma Elzira, and your grandmother on your dad's side, the one you were really close to, is so cute because she just also wants to make sure you know how Grandma Elzira is always with you too. So not just one, but you've got both. There's Kylie, your grandmothers both just showed me something that feels like something's in memory of them. I don't know if someone was thinking about doing a tattoo of one of them, or someone did do a tattoo of one of your grandmothers, or in memory of somebody, or there's something in writing. I don't know if this is a tattoo or in writing, Kylie. So tell me if that makes sense. There's something connected there that your grandmother just keeps giving as both grandmothers keep giving as a reference. That dad's mom is a hoot too, by the way. She's got such a cool, funny personality. So, hey, Alicia is in the house. Tell me. Denise keeps trying. Missing someone so special, which I could hear something. Denise, I'll let you know as soon as I can finish here with Kylie. I became a nurse because my grandma was a nurse. I want a nursing related to, oh my God, Kylie. I love that. I love the fact that your grandma wants to give that as a validation. You know, the cool thing about this, Kylie, is that it doesn't even matter whether you get it or not. That's not what your grandma's saying. It's just the fact that she wants to make sure you know that she knows about it and that you're thinking about her. And that is pretty amazing. What a beautiful message. So, and is always with you, she just said. I don't know what your grandmother's talking about too. Kylie, were you big into dolls? I don't know why your grandmother, or did she get you a doll that you still have? There's something your grandmother just said with a doll. She keeps showing me something, and I asked her, what are you showing me? It looks to me like some kind of doll. It could be a stuffed animal, a doll. I don't know what this is, but it just feels like she wants to give that as a validation. It just said to me to tell you that she's with you 24/7, always. And There's no question, Kylie. But even though your grandmother just said, my granddaughter knows this, but are there two of you? There's your grandmother just said two. So are there two of you, or I have her oh my God, Kylie, you're killing me. You have her nurse teddy bear. I mean, when she showed me the doll, that's why I said I'm not sure if it's a stuffed animal or not. I can't believe, wow, your grandmother just did, hey, she's so excited that you got that validation. It's just a great way to let you know that she's with you, always with you. I just said something. Oh, too. Why does she show me like she shows me a brother? It feels like a brother. You have a brother? I don't know if she's saying there's two more kids or there's that is an awe, Lauren. That is so cool, especially in the nursing piece, right? But there's something with two. I don't know what she's talking about. I feel like she keeps referencing oh my God, Kylie, wait a minute. So yes, you have a sister. So there's two of you. The brother, my stepbrother passed, Kylie. Oh my God, that's your he just yelled at me and says, don't say step, just say brother. I'm her brother. Wow. I knew someone kept saying brother. So wow, Kylie. So know that your brother just wants me to correct something and say that Kylie doesn't just have grandma as a guardian angel, but she has a brother too that watches her and protects her. And even if the relationship wasn't, I always say it, Kylie, I love that. You know, it doesn't, I always say it doesn't really even matter what it was like here. He's very loving too, by the way, your brother, but he just keeps saying that, you know, he talks a lot, Kylie. But when you just said, I always say that, you always say that because you tune into him and you can hear him saying that. That's why you always say that, because somewhere deep in your soul, your energy, you're connecting to spirit and you know he is as an angel or guardian angel protecting and watching you. And that's exactly why you say it. It's because he can, you know, connect with you, which is so cool. Amen, brother. So I love that. So Kylie, know that you've got, while you're really taken care of, with him. Kylie, did he did he leave this earth either quick or when he wasn't supposed to? He shows me when he gets into spirit, he doesn't realize he's dead. And usually to me, that means that either you cross very quickly, like an accident or an overdose, or you cross when no one thinks you're supposed to cross. Because I can see him when he crosses and he's sort of looking around like, what's going on? Like, where am I? Yes, wow, Kylie. So it was quick. So just know, I love his energy. I love how he just said to me, tell my sister that I'm her biggest cheerleader. And he also just said to me, as well as everybody else, I don't think I said this, how proud they are of you, Kylie, because you're definitely a go-getter and nothing will stop you, you know. And your brother just said to me that everything that he had when he was here for his 8 years, and all his energy, that one thing that he loves is that when he crossed, he got to leave his like perseverance with you, so that he just said, my sister will break down barriers. There's nothing stopping her. And he said, you know, he loves the fact that he gets to share that his energy with you, because he shows me when he crosses, he just keeps like doing this and throwing his energy to you, and you've kind of inherited all this. So just a very strong woman, and someone who is just not going to take crap from any kind of restrictions, whether it's people or whether it's the universe. So you're in such a great place. I love that. And I love that before I finished with you, your brother wanted to come through. And that's why I kept hearing brother. So that's beautiful, right? Oh, Jackie, thank you. So I hope you enjoyed that. And I just got to tell you, I love the nurse stuffed animal, the teddy bear. That is so cool that she gave that as a validation. So, no, thank you. So lots of love. I hope she's still here, but just know that that's some great compliments that they're giving. Everybody's giving. You know, who doesn't want a guardian angel? We all have guardian angels, right? But who doesn't want that validation? You know, even for me as a medium, and I do this all the time, you know, if I'm lucky enough to be in front of a medium and a medium's going to tell me that, you know, someone is a guardian angel, of course that's going to make me feel so much better knowing that I've got somebody, and just as a sort of like an affirmation of whoever it is. So I tell people all the time that we don't just have one guardian angel, we have a lot of guardian angels, some that we don't even know. For the most part, our guardian angels are our loved ones that have crossed, like brother, like grandmother, father, and then there's also sort of like a second layer of guardian angels that we don't know. They're people that lived on this earth that crossed, and for whatever reason, like say maybe for Kylie, then I'm just reading her that she's a nurse. Maybe that someone that was on this earth years ago that was also a nurse, and when they crossed, they, you know, because the sort of commonality of the nursing piece is with Kylie, she gets this incredible guardian angel that's got the same background. So she's not only a guardian angel, but when Kylie is in work and maybe facing something like trying to put an IV in and it's not going in right or having issues, you know, she can have that guardian angel that was a nurse step in and sort of like take over her hands, and people don't understand that this happens, and actually get the IV in. And that's why I love guardian angels. It's so cool. So I hope that, you know, makes sense. Allison, you were a great, Allison, you just gave me shivers through my body when you just said that. You know, I did. I mean, the attorney thing is wonderful, but you know, you're absolutely right. This is definitely what I am supposed to be doing. So hugs to Elix, Sherry. What about hugs for me? You're supposed to start with hugs for Steven and then hugs for Elix. What? No, Sherry, I'm kidding. Of course I will do that. Elix loves that. And by the way, remember that a week from tomorrow, Elix starts his new show. Get a Grip with Coach Elix. Same channel, same bat channel, WARA at 1 p.m. So make sure you watch that. And on an administrative note, I'm really excited. Monday at 4 o'clock on Stephen the Medium, I'm going to be interviewed by Sunny Dawn Johnston. I wanted to make sure I got her name right. And she is, you don't want to miss this. I mean, I know of course you'll get to see it because it'll be on Facebook Live, but she is a phenomenal woman, and all her sort of aspects of her interview are all inspirational. So I cannot wait to get to do this. I don't know Sunny, but I've seen videos, I've seen her live, and she is spectacular. So I feel very honored that I get to do this and get to be on this. So that will be Monday at 4 o'clock. So you get to see it. So I don't know what happened to Kylie's, but Kylie, I leave you lots of love too. Let me see something. Oh, Sherry, thank you. Thank you. I hope so. I hope people do. Anne Black would love a reading if I am meant to hear one tonight. You know, Anne, no, Jamie, even though I'm sure you're asking because I sound like I'm from New York, but Rhode Island. I know it's weird that we talk like New York. Anne, when I just tuned in, there's a father figure that steps forward for you, but he makes me feel like he's been gone for a while. So tell me if this is Dad, because but he makes me feel like he hasn't been on this earth for a number of years. Tell me about it. Tammy, when I just read that too, as I'm waiting for a response, could you please tell me why my dad didn't want me around before he passed? Tammy, I just heard your father say he has a different perspective on it, and said it wasn't the reason you think at all. That's what he just kept saying. So I have an uncle. So dad must still be here. So I have an uncle I was close with. He passed. But has he been passed for a number of years? And it feels like this. I don't know. I'm trying to. Troy, can you just stay on this Facebook Live until I close? Because I never get guys. So you'll be the special boy here tonight. I love it. Troy, how are you? I don't know if I've ever seen Troy smart. But getting back to you, Ann, there's, because I don't know if it's your uncle, and it could be, but it also could be a father-in-law or a grandfather. So, wait a minute. So he's passed. My God, you said yes. I don't even remember what the hell I just asked. Hey, Jim is in the house too. Ian, I don't know. I'm sorry. I forgot what I asked you about. I'm just trying to figure out if this is a guy, a father-in-law or a grandfather. So, hey, Jim, missing my mom, won't hear around since my dad passed. Lauren, I don't know. I mean, sometimes I feel like it's going to explode, but Spirit's pretty cool. My grandfather passed to Dad's side. All right, so let me just tune in here, because there's a father figure just keeps stepping forward, and maybe he passed a long time ago. Maybe it is him. It could be, and I'm not sure, but I also keep getting a name passed down. So did your dad or in two kids too? So tell me, Ann, you have two kids, or where do the two kids come from? And there's a name passed down. I don't know if this is like a junior, but that's what I keep feeling. There's some connection that he keeps telling me. And there's also a birthday or an anniversary, like 2 weeks, either forward or backwards, connected to you. Birthday, anniversary of death, because someone's stepping forward, and it feels like also like it's a mom figure, like a grandmother, and I don't know why he was so mad. And I knew it. So you have two kids. So it's just everybody in spirit that's just giving that as a spirit. Jim, when you just say that, it's not a surprise at all that because you just came on, Spirit's giving me things that connect to you too. It's not a mistake. It's just loved ones. Oh, okay. It's my grandfather. So, but okay. So you got the two kids in, but there's someone who's got the name drop, middle name, first name. There's a name that's passed down here. My grandfather's name was passed down. I got it. I love it. So know that now I got it. So there's the father figure that stepped forward. It's grandpa. And I think you said on your dad's side, he's always with you, Ann, and just wants to make sure this fishing also, Ann, somebody fished, like fishing. I don't know if this is current, if this is like back, like your grandfather, but there's fishing. I can see the fishing pole, and I can see like standing, there's water activity, but it feels to me like it's fishing. So make sure, and there's also a teacher and my grandfather passed to my grandmother. Wow. So both grandma and grandfather. So there's fishing and there's also teaching. Someone is a teacher. I see the alphabet when I tune into you. So just let me know about that. My daughter loves to fish. Wow. That's so cool. I love it. It's just, again, it's letting you know that your loved ones, especially grandparents, see what's going on with your daughter, with your two kids, and want to give that as a validation. So, yeah, you know what, Jim, you must be, years ago, what the hell did they call it? Like sort of like a cross before cell phones, when you get like a cross on the line and you could hear somebody speaking. You may be too young to know that, but that's sort of like what it sounds like, Jim, you're picking up on that. Your loved ones are standing on the side, even though I'm talking to Ann and pulling the microphone and saying, I'm going to say something that Jim gets too. Same child loves fishing. He is trying to decide if she wants to. Oh my God, Ann, I love this. So she's deciding if she wants to be a teacher. This is so wild. Wow. So this is your loved ones just letting you know they know everything that's going on here. And the great thing is that this is well, Jim, say young, say yes, right? But seriously, this is just about letting you know that they know that your daughter's thinking about being a teacher. That's why they bring this stuff up. And is my nephew, now Ann's getting bold, like we're gonna start going through the whole family. Is my nephew there? If someone is in spirit, they're absolutely there. And everybody that comes through, I always tell people when I do these readings, you get really what you need and not what you want. It's just, it's pretty incredible. And did your nephew cross quickly? Somebody just showed me, like, when I hear snapping, it just means like an accident or somebody went very fast. And I'm kidding, right? Somebody went really, really quick. This truly is a Jackie. Jackie, I always forget your sense of humor, which I love because you're very witty and very quick. And this really is a potty line. Norma Jean, Wesley is watching. So Ann, did he go quick or who went fast? Somebody went really fast because I can hear the snapping of fingers. Oh my God, so your nephew. Well, you asked if he was up there with everybody, and it's just a great way to validate that of course he is. And that's why he gave the quick crossing. So just make sure, Ann, you get that and you understand that they're all there with you here. You've got also, Ann, a lot of people in your home all the time, which is a great thing. A lot of spirit with you because they pull me to your place wherever you live, and there's just a lot of people bumping into each other. It just feels like it's a very safe place for spirit, if that makes any sense. And they sort of gather there. So and one thing, what's with the dishes? The dishes, or like hey, Jessica, there's something with dishes. And I don't know if these are like a set of dishes or plates that were passed down, or someone just bought dishes, or there's something with dishes I keep hearing, Ann. I thought so. I can sometimes feel them. Yeah, you know what? I love the fact that you can actually feel them. And the more you confirm or trust that what you're getting is real, the more you'll keep feeling. All of this for everybody is just about trust. If you believe this is really happening, that your loved ones, that there's more than this earth, like I have my grandmother's dishes. I knew it, Ann. She just wants to give that as a validation. That was very special to her, those dishes. So she wants to bring that up to make sure you know that she knows. And she just said you're taking very good care of them. So, but do you not use them? She's like, when the hell are they coming out? So I don't know if you don't use the, your grandmother's funny, those dishes or not. But the more, getting back to what I was saying, the more you believe in this, the more signs you're going to get. That's what it's about. And the more you don't let the left side of the brain sort of hijack the right side of the brain, and every time you think you see a sign and the left side of the brain pops in and says, that was the wind, that was the left side of the brain tries to rationalize everything. The right side, if you just let it, sort of take over, then you'll get these connections, you'll see more signs, and you'll keep seeing more signs. So I do, but not often. I knew you were going to say that because your grandmother was laughing hysterically, but looked at me like, just sort of like giving me a wink, like ask her when the hell they're going to come out. So it's not about using them. It's just really about you knowing that she knows about them. So, hey, Vanessa. So, and I thank you. Joanne's in the house. Oh, one of my favorite gals. So Joanne, it's so good to see you. So Anne, so let me close with you, with your reading anyway, that thank you for letting me do this. And your nephew just said to me that he's always around you. So it's just a great way to give that as a validation. So, and just there's the yellow butterfly that is always dancing around my kids when they're outside. Yeah, and the fact, again, the fact that you feel your loved ones in the house, the fact that you bring this up, you get that that's spirit. And for everybody, when Elix and I were walking today, we were talking about something on spirit, and this, I don't know if it was a grasshopper, I don't know what it was. It was a good sized bug, just jumped up, and as it flew by, just sort of knocked my pinky, hit me right in the pinky and went by. And I knew that was spirit. I knew that was spirit giving an affirmation or a sort of a nod to what we were talking about. And then 2 seconds later, a black and yellow butterfly came in front of us. We haven't seen butterflies a lot this year. A lot of people just don't think that those are signs. They just think it's a butterfly, or the fact that you know that, Anne, that's what happens. Spirit can manipulate, especially things with wings, to make them come closer to us, to bring them to us. And especially when we're in a very sad place, a very difficult place, is when you're going to get the most signs, because they know we need to hear from them. And if we're grieving, or if we're sad, or if things are not going our way, that's what our loved ones want to do. I mean, they do it all the time anyway, but they also, Kelly Marie, especially dreams. Yeah, dreams are a huge way. And so many people always think that when they get these dreams of their mom, dad, grandmother, that they're just dreams. And actually they're visits. They're actually our loved ones coming to us, because from like pretty much 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., the veil that separates us from them is the thinnest. I don't know, maybe some of you guys know this. My nephew, that's the name passed down. I love it. But that veil is the thinnest between 3 and 5, somewhere around those hours. And so it's easier for our loved ones to get through the veil when the veil is thinnest, because they, like me, have to use a lot of energy. So that's why we get so many dreams. But they're really not... so many of them are not dreams, they're visits. They're like our loved ones come to us in the middle of the night, and because we're sleeping, they're sleeping, laying right next to us, and they sort of infiltrate our brain, and then we think they're dreams, but they're actually visits. And as from 5 a.m. moves forward, the veil starts getting thicker and thicker and thicker. And I gotta tell you, again, for me and for any mediums that are listening will attest to, it takes a lot of energy for us to do this. I have to speed up if you use fans, I have to speed up my fan really fast, and the loved ones on the other side have to slow their fans are going way too fast. And we have to be able to do this, and we're here for just seconds, and it goes back up again. So for those seconds, I've got to extract the messages. They show me symbols and signs and feelings, and only when we're here, and then it lifts up again, and then it comes back. But the best way to explain it is that if you were standing on a highway and you were on the side of the highway and someone drove by at 90 miles per hour and rolled down their window and yelled something at you or yelled a sentence at you, how much of that sentence are you going to get? And then it's done, it's gone, it's over. So it's pretty, it's pretty crazy. So meet in the middle. And exactly, that's exactly what has to happen, is that I have to meet them in the middle, and so do you guys. Letitia, yeah, I'm not surprised at all. And Letitia, I'll tell you something. When you get those dreams or visits and you get messages, if you, and maybe Letitia, you do this, if every morning when you wake up, if you remember them, if you thank your loved ones, even if like maybe you get something and you don't know who gave it to you, but if you just thank Spirit, say thank you for coming to me and giving this to me, I guarantee you it's going to keep increasing. You're going to get more, not just dream visits or messages, but all over the place. I will never be able to understand why acknowledging it beefs it up, but it does big time. Maybe my theory is that if your loved ones know you're getting the messages, then they're going to keep sending them. They send them to us anyway, because they really feel like you're going to get these too. So Kelly Marie, I love that. And the more you do that, the better. And you know, Jim just said he's a medium. He said so very true. So I'm not surprised Jim knows that, as being in sort of in this world of connecting. And you know, I try my best to explain it, but that's the best I can do. And I could be wrong. I mean, I haven't been doing this that long, so I don't know. It's just, it's kind of crazy. So, but you know, as Carol Burnett used to say, I'm so glad we had this time together. I gotta go. I know you're probably saying, please don't sing, Stephen. I wasn't even supposed to go on tonight, but because of what happened Monday night and the video being removed because of spam, I just felt really bad that people that I read didn't get to see that. Nothing I can do about it, but I am glad I got to do this today. And again, cross fingers that none of this spam nonsense. I didn't bring a snow globe. I didn't play any Rockettes music tonight. I'm just Stephen, and that's it. So hopefully this is going to be good. So just stay tuned. Make sure, it sounds like if you're watching me, you like my page, so you'll get noticed when I do this again for Facebook Lives. And I love doing this, and we'll be doing more of this. So make sure Monday, though, 4:00 p.m. Eastern Time, you come back on, because I'll have the interview with Sunny Dawn Johnson. That should be amazing, too. So thank you for everybody. David, I was waiting for you to come on. David, Monday night when you talked about your job, I meant to tell you, I was going to send you a private message and I forgot, but you're here now. And all I heard was the question you asked me was, this is the best thing that could ever happen. I actually saw, David, handcuffs coming off. Now, you may love your job, but I'm telling you, that's what I saw. So whatever, oh, and thank you for letting me do that, do the reading. Whatever happens and wherever you're going with this, David, you've got to keep in trust that this is the best thing that's ever happened to you. It's wherever this is leading is pretty amazing. And it was when you asked that question, it was like really quick that answer came up, and it was your loved ones that I just heard say they know you very well. So clearly Dad or any other of your loved ones. And I meant to private message you to tell you that, and I kept forgetting. But I don't think I've ever in all my readings seen someone with handcuffs and the handcuffs being like unlocked and these hands just free. So there's something here, David, that is very, very special. So Angie. So David, I'm glad I got to see you because I was just finishing. So, all right, so I'm going to take my John Travolta here and get the hell out of here. But just Monday, 4:00 Eastern, watch for the interview right here, Stephen the Medium. Then, of course, Wednesdays, you can find me through the Static, where you can call in and get messages. And Friday, a week from tomorrow, Elix's new show starts 1 p.m. WARA, and Get a Grip with Coach Elix. And you can't get rid of me because I'm going to be the co-host, right? So, all right. Love you, Maureen. Maureen, I cannot wait for a time that we get to see each other, that we can sit for drinks. I would love that. So, all right, I got to go. I'm way past my time. Lots of love to every one of you. Bye-bye.